Thank you, guys. That podcast is on hiatus for the time being. Actually, it's true. Before I did comedy, I went to journalism school, and I dropped out to pursue stand-up comedy, making me the first person ever for who dropping out of school to do stand-up comedy was the better decision financially versus journalism school. Are you kidding? I made the right choice there. Sometimes I think, what would happen if I finished school and I'm like, well, there's 50 points on my credit score now that just wouldn't be there. That's pretty much it. Like, no jobs, anything like that. It's cool. I'm dealing with some heartbreak now, guys. I'm in a rough place. Oh, shut up. Things are going great with this girl, and then she freaked out as soon as it started getting real and stopped calling me back. It's kind of shitty. It's all right, though. I'm a nice guy, and I know there's a great girl out there for me somewhere. And I know that because that's what every single girl who rejects me says. Every fucking time. You think inevitably I'd screw up once, but every single time it's all, Ethan, you're cute, you're smart, you're funny, you're sweet, I like you a lot, but I gotta go fuck hipsters for the next 20 years. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's my job as an independent woman to take the best years of my life and just flush them down the toilet, apparently. It gets this weird, like, Lena Dunham feminism thing I don't understand. Whatever. I do know that women have it worse, though. I do think as I get older, I'm realizing how much we let men get away with in society. I was talking with a friend of mine recently about a mutual friend we have named Chris. My friend's like, oh man, Ethan, Chris is such a good person. We're at this party, we weren't even drinking. All of a sudden this drunk girl starts throwing herself at him, trying to make out with him. Chris turned her down because she was drunk. He's such a good person. I'm like, that doesn't make Chris a good person. That just makes him not a rapist. Like, is that all it takes to be a good person now? Is just to not be a rapist? Is that where we set the bar in society? Like, by the same logic, my friend could have been like, oh man, Ethan, Chris is such a good person. We were on the street, this guy handed him a gun and said, murder me, and he didn't murder him. What a great guy for not committing that felony. A sweetheart. I don't know, I think my problem is I've had mostly female friends all my life who all seem to be under the adorable impression that I don't want to fuck them. Don't know how that happened. But it's weird because as a result of that, there's certain male tropes I don't understand. Like, I don't understand guys who are into 18-year-olds. That never made sense to me. Have you met an 18-year-old recently? They're not technically human, I don't think. I was at a college bar recently watching these 18-year-olds drink. I was like, gee, you look like you got to be your third grade class photo. I had to stop myself from screaming out loud, who wants to fuck you? Seriously, who wants to? So I think if you're a guy who's into fucking 18-year-olds, you're really a guy who's into fucking 15-year-olds. I think that's what it is. And you're kind of pissed that society tells you to wait. Like, that's the kind of person you are. I also don't get fat guys who have a no fat chicks policy. That never made sense to me in the slightest. Like, I get if you're a skinny guy not wanting to date a heavier girl, that makes sense. But if you're a fat guy, who the fuck are you? Like, what gives you the right? Want to date a skinny girl, lose some weight. How about that? Dating is like boxing. You fuck your weight class. You want to fuck a featherweight, then starve yourself for a couple of weeks. Oh. It's cool. I've been in LA about a year now. It's been very good for me. I did get robbed, though, a few months ago. That's weird. That's all right. I wasn't hurt or anything. It didn't even feel like a robbery. It felt like a simple business deal I made or something in a weird way. Like, these two gentlemen, I'll call them, approached me on the street. Were like, hi there, sir. Would you like to see my knife? I was like, oh, that's very interesting. Would you like an iPhone? And yes, we would. And wanted away. It's an entirely reasonable exchange. But that's nothing, though. I once got robbed at gunpoint when I was living in Chicago, so that didn't faze me. What happened? I went to school in Chicago, and what happened, I got some deep dish Chicago-style pizza carry-out. Just walking home, guy put a barrel of gun to my head, said, give me our money right now, give me our money. Dropped the pizza, hand him everything I've got, wallet, cell phone, keys. There's no way I'm not being a pussy in this situation, so I hand him everything. Still with the gun to my head, he says, I'm going to give you the count of 3 to start running. 1. Which is fucked up, and it's the most terrified I've ever been in my entire life. But here's why I'm telling you this at a comedy show, because somewhere in between this guy saying, I'm going to give you a count of 3 to start running 1, and me running for my life, I managed to pick up the pizza and take it with me. By the way, I have no memory of doing that at all. That's apparently my fight or flight response in that situation. Wallet, cell phone, keys, not worth it. Eduardo's deep dish pizza, worth dying for. I don't know if anyone has any links to the marketing department of Eduardo's in Chicago. I think I've got a spokesman for them. Thank you guys. My name's Ethan Stanislawski.